How's everybody doing today? This is TheStormPow, and I'm here to continue up on my school day series. However, unlike the other episodes of this series, this is going to be about one semester as opposed to 1 year, because I honestly think that if I tried to jam-pack my entire junior year into one video, that it would be like 45 minutes long, because right now, as of the time that I'm recording this, I am done with the first semester in my junior year, and I am kind of starting to begin the second one. But yeah, that's what this video is going to be about, all the things that happened in this first semester, because I know I can talk about 10 minutes worth of stuff here. But anyway, so the semester started out, trying to think of my schedule, because that's usually what I mention. My first block was advanced history. That was just kind of a random class, nothing really much to say about it. It was kind of easy, had a cool teacher. And then the next block was econ/government that I had with the same teacher. And most of the class were seniors, except there were 4 juniors, counting myself. It was me, Chase, Naomi, and this other girl named Caitlin. You know, not much about her, but we were actually all 4 pretty good friends, especially, of course, me, Chase, and Naomi. As I mentioned in my sophomore video, you know, Chase and Naomi kind of really got me out of an unmotivational rut to where I hated school in my sophomore year. You know, you guys remember that. But anyway, you know, so it was a pretty fun class. And third block was pre-cal, which I'm awful at math. You guys remember from like the freshman video where I talked about my algebra teacher that told me I was going to hell and all that stuff. But yeah, basically, I'm not very good at that, and that class was no exception. I am not positive if I failed the class or not. I'll get a report card before long, but, you know, I guess you guys will find out later if I failed pre-cal or not. I legitimately doubt it, but I don't know. And then fourth block, I had personal finance for half of the semester, which I had that boring-ass computer teacher, the one that was a chain smoker and all that stuff. She was teaching it. And then in the second half of the semester, I had strength and conditioning, which actually wasn't that bad of a class, because it's required to graduate if you didn't play a sport in high school. So basically, all the people in there were people like me, except most of them were even weaker than I was. Like, I was no shit. Like, and probably the top 3 or 4 strongest people in that class, which was kind of cool. I mean, there were a few people in there that were like still athletic, but just took it for the hell of it. But it's still kind of cool, you know, when you can look at most of the people in a room and for once in your life say, I can kick like 90% of y'all's asses, you know, that is a good feeling. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, but anyway, all cockiness and arrogance aside, one thing that happened towards this year was the girls Angel and Hope that I mentioned a little bit in the 8th grade video. I should have talked more about them in the sophomore video because they were both finally freshmen at this point. But I was, you know, so I got to talk to them a little bit more, is what I was getting at. But Angel and I got pretty close that year. You know, we really started to get to know each other a little bit more. And towards I think it was September, which was like, you know, the second month of my junior year, Hope kept saying how, oh, you know, me and Angel would be such a cute couple and all that stuff, which always makes things awkward when someone says, you know, oh, you two would be a cute couple, because you don't know how to react. You don't know if you should be like, yeah, you know, try to set that up, or if you should be like bashful and like, nah, you know, and act like you don't like them or something, you know, so that's always weird. But basically, like, not too long after, you know, Hope started really saying that a lot, Angel started talking to me one day, and she was like, you know, it's really starting to bug me. Who do you like? And like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I didn't know why she was asking. And of course, I can't ask, why are you asking? Because she'll know that that's going to influence my answer, you know? Like, there were so many things that I could say. I could have been like, I like you, if that's why she was asking, because maybe she liked me and she just wanted to know. I could have been like, oh, I like this other girl. You know, maybe she didn't care who I liked. She was just curious, like legitimately curious. I could have said, oh, I like this other girl, and that would have been that. I could have said anything else. I could have even said, I like Hope or whatever, if I just wanted to piss her off. Or maybe Hope was asking who I liked because Hope liked me. There were so many thoughts running through my head that I could have said right then and there. But I just thought, you know what? I thought, I don't even remember my thoughts exactly. I don't know what I was going with there. But I thought, I'm just going to be honest and see where this goes. And I just told her, because at the time I really didn't like any other girls at my school. You know, I'd kind of gotten over my crush on Angel just because I was so deep in the friend zone. She went as far as to say that I was like a brother to her, which, for those of you who don't know, is like friend zoning beyond all belief, basically. That is like the point of no return. So, but I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to be honest with her. And I just told her, I was like, Angel, I don't remember the last time that I liked a girl as much as I liked you. You know, you're pretty cool and all that stuff. And she didn't know how to react to it necessarily because I don't think she was expecting that answer. I'm kind of thinking she was just legitimately curious as to who I liked, and she was just kind of like, she kind of thought about it for a few days, and then she got back to me and she was like, wait a minute, you said that you were really crazy about me at one point. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you still that crazy? And then I just told her again, I was like, did you not fucking pay attention? I just said that I have not liked a girl as much as I liked you so far. You know, I was like, I told her I've gotten over having a crush on her and I'm just fine being friends with her. But I was like, I would date you in an instant pretty much. You know, I think that's basically how I worded it because I didn't want her to feel like weird or obligated or anything. You know, I wanted her to know that I'd be just fine being friends because I legit didn't want to lose her as a friend, you know, but I wanted her to know that I would date her if that's what she was kind of interested in. And she was basically like, she was like, you know, I'm not really big on romantic guys, but the stuff that I had told her was like apparently really sweet and adorable. And her exact words were something like, I might just have to get you out of the friend zone, which is cool when a girl acknowledges that she friend zoned you. I'm just saying, that's kind of cool. Like, it's almost like breaking the fourth wall in a movie when a girl acknowledges that she friend zoned you. But yeah, she said that, and we were kind of just quote unquote talking for about a month. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't last very long. Things were really awkward with us. That was one of the biggest downfalls of it. Because like, I don't know, a lot of guys think that it would be really great to date one of their best girlfriends or lady friends, whatever you want to call them, but it's actually a little overrated, to be completely honest. I mean, if you can get over that awkwardness and that transition, great, all the power to you, but it is a lot harder than I thought it would be because, you know, as much as I wanted to picture her as a girlfriend, it was really hard to do that, honestly. Like, I don't know, I liked her as a girlfriend, as a romantic interest, but I couldn't get past very much of it. You know, it's just like, it was hard to hang out with her and think romantic thoughts like that, you know, but yeah, I mean, we just kind of talked and we just kind of realized, look, this isn't going to work out. And she was like, I just can't picture you as anything other than a friend. She's like, you are a really sweet guy. But she was like, again, she's like, I'm not that into romantic guys, which is definitely what I am. I'm a nice guy and all that stuff. And we just kind of decided to be better off, and I completely agree, honestly. You know, she just figured, I don't like you quite the same way that you like me, and it's not fair to you. I don't want to waste your time. She was like, you need to find someone who, you know, likes you the same way and stuff. And I have a lot of respect for her for that, and you're going to find out exactly why I have a lot of respect in a few minutes. But later on, during this year, I joined this little club, which is like an improvisational acting group, and this is going to sound ridiculously lame, but basically we go around to middle schools and occasionally an elementary school or two, and we do these skits about like drugs and all that shit. And it's not like some lame after school special, you know, don't smoke, kids, because it's bad, you know. Like, I watched the skits when I was in middle school and all that stuff, and they're actually legit kind of funny and entertaining, and they're not quite as preachy, you know, but they kind of still do get a message across and all that stuff. And I thought it was pretty cool, and I finally joined it my junior year. And Wyatt was in it, Hope and Angel were in it. And Hope had actually joined the year. I mean, Angel had joined the year that I did, but Hope had been in it since like her freshman year. Wyatt had been in it since our freshman year. Trying to think of anybody else that I've mentioned in these stories that would be in the troupe, but I can't think of anybody else. And I met this girl in the troupe named Becca, and basically she is like a ridiculously pretty girl. Like, she's way out of my league, and you know, I didn't really think about dating her because I just thought, you know, whatever, she's a cheerleader, she's pretty, she has guys lined up for her, and also my over-analytical, over-critical self told me, you know what, she's a pretty cheerleader, she's probably preppy, snooty, stuck-up, she's probably a whore, all this stuff that I had stereotyped about girls like her. And but basically, one day after practice, she and I got to talking about The Walking Dead and Napoleon Dynamite, because we both share those interests. Napoleon Dynamite is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Walking Dead is one of my favorite shows of all time, and we both shared that interest. And I mean, I know you can't base a relationship off of The Walking Dead and Napoleon Dynamite, definitely, but I don't know, I thought, you know, she's kind of cool. I was like, I just thought maybe, whatever, I'll talk to her, but I didn't think anything past being friends with her, because like I said, I was like, I'm not going to waste my time worrying about this girl, because there's going to be some asshole who's going to treat her like shit, and he's got muscles, and he's going to come up, and he's going to sweep her off her feet better than I can. And But basically, we just started talking a lot one day, and we just got really, really close. And I don't know, we were just so close with each other in such a short amount of time. Like, we were just texting each other fucking non-stop and Skyping each other every single night. And, I basically one day told her that I liked her and asked her out. And she had just gotten out of a bad relationship, like, the day that we started texting. Because she started texting me, for the record, because she said, that while like tons of other guys were of course hitting her up now that she had broken up with her boyfriend, she felt like coming to me because she knew that I was going to be a nice guy and not try to take advantage of her in that situation. And it had been like a week or so since they broke up or something, and it's kind of hard to describe, but the moment felt right, and I just asked her out, even though it was way too soon, obviously. But she thought about it for like a few seconds, and she was like, we can wait. And then I told her to be honest with me in her answer, because I didn't want her to feel obligated or anything, because I understood completely that she had just gotten out of the relationship. And I was like, be honest with me. And she just said, well, we can wait. She was like, I am definitely going to take you up on this offer. But she was I just still feel a little bit vulnerable. I need to get over all of this. And we got really close still for a few more weeks. And then after a little bit, things just kind of stopped working out, and she had a lot of emotional baggage, I guess. It went a little bit further than just breaking up with her boyfriend. She had a lot of stuff going on, and I kind of felt like she didn't really need a boyfriend at the time, and so did she. And she just kind of, I still like her as a friend and all that stuff, but it was kind of my decision to not necessarily like her as, a girlfriend at a certain point. Because, I don't know, she started to, it's really hard to describe, I guess, without wasting my time too much. But long story short, she actually turned out to be pretty cool. Someone that I could actually talk to a lot. For a girl as out of my league as she was, I was actually not very intimidated around her at all, because we got really comfortable and close with each other. But I don't know, she just kind of, it's kind of, I know in my middle school video when I talked about that girl Samantha basically breaking my heart, everybody in the comments was like, oh, fuck you, Samantha, fuck you. I don't want you guys to say fuck you to Angel or Becca, especially Angel, but, it's just, things didn't work out, and that's just kind of how they go, just because you kind of break things off with a girl, that doesn't mean fuck you, girl, it's like, I'm a little bit, upset, and I wish things would have worked differently with those girls, but, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm a major fatalist. I forget if I said this or not, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and so I'm not very sad about either of them. I think everything's gonna lead up to something, and now that this obnoxiously loud train is passing my house, which seems to happen in every single one of my videos, I think now is a good time to cut it off, and you guys will find out in the next installment. Did I pass pre-cal? Will I find some other lady friend to oogle over or whatever? And, yeah, but for now, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye!